Hey guys, it's ORB, and I just had to let you guys watch that intro to Mega Man 4. It's one of the greatest summaries of the last three Mega Mans you'll ever see. I mean, for a game that's continuing on from a trilogy of another game, it's one of the greatest summaries of the previous portions of a series you'll ever see. And I decided to do Mega Man 4 today because I saw RoundTheWheel series, and I was like, I've done Mega Man 4 so many times. There's so much that he put into it, but there's more things that I thought I could add to the series that were interesting, and I'll demonstrate quite a few of them in this series itself. Now, you'll have to pardon me for the early on shenanigans. I was trying to get used to a new controller I had bought that would allow me to play the game as though I was holding a handheld controller rather than a keyboard, so... Very early on, you always start with the Toadman stage because Toadman is the easiest boss in any Mega Man game you'll ever find, and yeah, I decided to slide right into the pit early on just to demonstrate how silly this controller was acting to me early on. Yeah, so the Mega Buster is your friend when you're trying to deal with the flying birds or whatever they are. Those umbrella dudes are 4 hits, and I'm just getting trashed here by everything that's coming my way. So yeah, you use the Mega Buster to put through all of the birds at once, and that guy, he takes 4 hits, so it's Mega Buster plus 1. Yeah, they introduced the Mega Buster early on, and they want you to use it because it delivers 3 hits as opposed to 3 pellet shots. So 1 Mega Buster is 3 pellet shots, and I slid again. Stupid controller. Let's do this a third time, shall we? Try again. Yeah. It's a good thing I got that one up. I think I got that one up, or did I? I don't remember. Anyway, you start off with 3 lives, and I think I got the one up, so I had an extra one up to spare. But yeah, if you're not careful with your controller, you can slide right into the pits there. Usually I try not to fall into the pits. I usually jump into them because that rain keeps pushing you backwards, as you can see when Mega Man's trying to jump forward. It kind of slows his momentum down. So I made the jump that time. Those birds can be quite annoying. Yeah, if you go forward as you hit the edge of that ledge, you'll be able to jump it normally. Otherwise, if you're not that experienced in Mega Man jumping, you want to use Rush Coil. There's a case where you use the 3 and it gets all 3 birds at once, and then just to get you to think your guard down, they put in one more guy after you. So you get through the driving rain, and now you're into the sewers. There's the rats, and there's what lies underneath. So if anybody ever wondered what was lurking in the sewers, there's your answer. Some kind of robotic, squirmy, wormy, whatever the thing it is. That's what's lurking in your sewers. Yeah. They make use of the water as a platforming element early on, and it returns in later stages when you get further on in the game, but yeah, it can be a little tricky if you're not careful. And the first mini-boss, the snail. Just to emphasize the fact that it is in fact a bad thing, they put a diesel engine exhaust on the back of the snail's butt, which is so funny. I was always like, yeah, they have all this high technology, and yet at the end of the day the snail's wearing a diesel engine on the back? How silly is that? Oh, environmentalism. Gotta love it. Gets even into the Mega Man games. And here's the second portion, the same mini-boss, but this time you have to do it with water, and you have to avoid the 2 pits on either side. And the key here is to try to stick close to the water stream, because the water stream protects you. The water stream flowing down keeps you from falling in should you get hit from either a bomb or the snail eyes. And I didn't fall in this time. Sometimes when I tried to record this before, and I was working so badly, I kept sliding into the sewers there, into the pits there, and if you're not ready for those guys, if you're the first time you're playing Mega Man 4, those guys will get you coming and going either way, because yeah, that's one of those tricky jumps where you gotta shoot while you're jumping, and you gotta land right into that little section there, and it can be quite annoying. It's doable, but it's annoying. Otherwise, you just take a little damage and just deal with it, but me, I'm not just playing Mega Man because I like Mega Man. I'm playing Mega Man because I'm good at Mega Man and I know all there is to know about Mega Man, so I wouldn't otherwise be doing this series if I didn't think I was quite the pro at it, because I know RoundTheWheel did such a good job demonstrating Mega Man 4 for himself. Even though he said himself he didn't play it quite as frequently as the other Mega Mans he's done in the past. Yeah. Those guys are on a hair trigger, so you can actually farm for a few drops if you try. They operate in a hair trigger, but it's kind of annoying to find that line and then avoid getting hit when you miss him the first time around. Like I'm demonstrating aimfully right here. Am I gonna go after that? Yes, I am. Before I started recording, I'm recording voiceover as opposed to recording while I talk because I find it easier to think of things to say when I'm not focused on trying to stay alive in Mega Man. And ignore my dog barking, he's downstairs. My mom will probably call me here in a few minutes to take him out. Of course, we did just take him for a walk, not 45 minutes ago, but yeah, he barks, my mom barks, and I have to go answer what he's doing, so. C'est la vie. Okay, can I make it this time? Did I make it this time? Yes, I did. And this is another tricky jump. You gotta go forward while you're jumping. You're gonna hit the top there and fall into the spikes. You're gonna hit that top platform, you're gonna fall into the spikes if you're not careful. Yes, and that guy will jump if he stays there. And he'll jump over out of the water at you. So, here comes the easiest boss in all of Minecraft. All Mega Man. This guy is so easy you can do it with your eyes closed. Shakes, you shoot. He shakes, you shoot. He shakes, you shoot. He shakes, you shoot. It is literally a no-brainer. Just charge up your Mega Buster, and every time he threatens to dance, you just shoot him, and he stops, and that's it. Don't even have to try. It is literally a walk in the park. And there's another thing you can do in this game. You can find the frame skip glitch. If you hit the exact center point of where Mega Man walks to the center to get his power-up, you can skip the frame where he goes from the ground jumping up to catch the power-up. It's called the frame skip, and the RoundTheWheel hit it a couple times, but I try to hit it as many times as I can. And I've never got why the Toad Man got the Rush Marine adapter. He is such a weak boss. I mean, he is so painfully easy. It's like, why does he deserve 2 power-ups? When there are other bosses here that get 1, you would think, yeah, I earned that one. I actually beat that guy. He was semi-tough to deal with, and I earned that power-up. For example, this is Drill Man, and he will be one where after you get done playing him, you're like, I earned that power-up. And the power-up we're going to get in this level is the Rush Jet adapter, which is important for other later levels. I mean, it's obviously important because you get it no matter what you do. You have to beat all 8 bosses, but yeah, it's useful to have early on to get to things in stages, other boss stages in the game, so. And these ladybugs. These ladybugs are quite annoying. They only take 2 pellet hits, and you could blast through them with a Mega Buster, but if you get off target with them, it can be quite annoying to deal with them. And another thing I like to do when I play the game is make copious use of all of the power-ups that you do earn, because yeah, you can do this with the Mega Buster, but why bother? You got all these power-ups that give you all these special abilities, why not use them in the various stages that you're fighting through? So I try to use power-ups as much as I can, just to experiment to see what's weak to what, and it actually proves to be quite interesting. So I decided I didn't want to die there, since I only had 1 or so lives. I didn't want to actually waste a life there, so I just used Rush Coil, and he's my doggy. I love my doggy. There we go. Yep, I was down to 0, and that one gave me 1, so. Yep, see, I missed him. There we go. What if you... There. Anyway. Enough about that, just dealing with these stupid ladybugs. Oh, yep, there you go. That's why it's handy to have a Mega Buster sometimes, because if you have more than one enemy to deal with, it can blast through some of them and get to others, and deal damage to all of them. And here's another instance where using Toads a little easier than using your pellets to try to get through the shields. Anyway, what was I saying? I completely lost my track of mind. Oh yes, we're up here getting through that. And that's the free E-tank there, and here comes these guys. These wheel things, they get close to you, they'll start shaking and baking. and they're vulnerable to Mega Buster 3-shot, which is good to know. And they're also vulnerable to the Toad shot, Toad Flush. Jeez. And so it can be, if you have a lot of those on screen, it's nice to have the Toad Flush to flush them all out, as it were. And here's something interesting I didn't think RoundTheWheel actually understood the mechanics of. This is a hair trigger rock drop. You actually can trigger it by going near it, as well as standing near it. It drops about once every 2 or 3 seconds. So this is another place to farm drops in MegaMan, because MegaMan is especially notoriously stingy for power-ups and 1-ups, and since you can only store 9 lives in this, it's vital to find as many places to grind drops and 1-ups as you can in the various stages of MegaMan 4. So this is one of those where if you time it right and your fingers don't get tired, you can actually farm these rocks and get quite a few fill-ups and 1-ups, and I'm farming for 1-ups here a little bit, I think. I don't remember exactly how long I go through this, but yeah, it can be quite useful. Yep, there's a 1-up. Oh, and I didn't fire that one and I got whacked. So I'm just going to keep on doing this and keep on doing this and just have a righteous old time just standing here and firing away. Up, 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 up. There you go. Another thing you can do if you're not particularly adept at trying to deal with the drops here is use the skull barrier, which RoundTheWheel discovered, and used it to walk his way through these various drops. So it's fun to find uses for power-ups. You normally think, yeah, that's not really that great. Barrier power, not so great, but it has its uses. And I try to demonstrate as many uses for all of the various power-ups in the game as I can, because otherwise, what kind of talk-through would this be if I just repeated the same old as everybody else? Am I gonna finish up here pretty soon? I'm staring at myself and I got another 4 minutes or so of actual video here, so be patient with me. I'm understanding this. There's another 1-up. How many 1-ups do I got? I got 5 now. So I'm just gonna keep farming the 1-ups and farming the 1-ups and just having a jolly good time, and it's not very interesting to watch, to say the least. There's another one up there, and yeah, those rocks actually split into 3 or 4 different drops that you can fire if you hit them all, which is kind of interesting, but otherwise, just shoot them one at a time like this and just get through them, and it's just that easy. Hair trigger timing for the win. I love how it looks like MegaMan recoils after each shot, like when you have to do the switcheroo and go back, so it triggers the mechanism again. It looks like he's recoiling after he shoots his Mega Buster. It's like he got a shotgun. Oh, come on, come on, me, hurry up! Seriously, am I gonna take all day here? We're not gonna take all day. This is a waste of people's time. All right, if I decided to move on, yes, I did. Thank goodness. I was trying to vamp there, trying to make it last. I didn't remember how long I'd actually done this. There it is. I used for Toad. Clear out an area that's full of drops and stuff like that. That one you have to jump on Faith, that thing's going to be there. It looks kind of weird to have it there, but you have to jump on Faith, and the same with that one. And here's one where you have to shoot the rock to get through it, trigger the trigger that triggers the other side so you can jump and hit it. And there's another place, if you're hard up for energy before you meet Drillman, you can farm for energy before you go see him. But I didn't do it, obviously, because I did it about 3 rock drops previously. And here's Drillman. Now I'm going to demonstrate all the bosses how you beat them with the Mega Buster. They all have weaknesses, but I'm not going to demonstrate the weaknesses here because that's just boring, and it makes it painfully easy to beat these guys. Not as painfully easy as in previous versions, but still pretty easy, so I like to demonstrate the patterns for Drillman. Jeez. The hardest part of him is when he's shooting these drills, and it's very hard to catch the pattern because you're falling as soon as he shoots another shot, and you really have to stay as far away from him as you can to be able to jump over the drill bits as they shoot, piece by piece. It's not easy, so he can take a chunk out of you if you can't get him to go back into the ground after a few minutes of firing back and forth. So yeah, he didn't go into the ground nearly as much as I would have liked in that level. I'm glad I was full up on health, because he knocked me down halfway. He's not the easiest guy to beat, so... with the Mega Buster, at least. But it can be done. You just have to do some nice ballerina trickery and figure out how to get him to go in the ground. More often than not. And with Triple Bomb, we get the Rush Jet Adapter. Rush gets to fly. Super Dog! Da 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 da! And with that, we have completed the first 2 stages of Mega Man 4. Now, these last 30 seconds here, I'm going to vamp here and talk about what the next stages are holding here. I think I went to Dive Man and Pharaoh Man next, because those guys also have the power-ups that give you the adapters for various abilities that Mega Man has. I'm Ohiorushbaby, and I'll see you